Hey everybody, something slightly different today. As a person who uses a torch quite regularly for doing work on motorcycles, looking around the garage in dark cupboards, checking things that go bump in the night because they turn our street lights off here, having a good torch is quite important to me and it's something I use very regularly, if not most days. The one I've been using up until now has been this little torch. It was about £50 and it's about 500 lumens and it's been doing the job okay, but it works on AAA, so it's quite expensive to run, and it's just not that bright. 500 lumens is quite a lot, but it's not as much as I'd like. So when Olight got in contact with me and said, hey, would you be interested in reviewing one of our new torches, I was all over it, because this is exactly the sort of torch that I need. Now, I actually am quite aware of Olight because I've seen quite a lot of reviews on their torches, including where some of the mini ones were put in shotguns and fired out and survived. They are very high quality torches that do have a price that goes with that, but there is actually, as I should let you know, there is a flash sale going on as they release these new torches. Where's the details? The flash sale starts on the 29th of October 2020 at 8 PM and it ends at 11:59 PM on the 30th, so you have a little over 24 hours. And if you use the code SPICY10, I get a little kickback from that. This is a review, and this is an honest review. I may be earning some money from it, but I will tell you exactly as I found it, because that's important to me and my channel. So, let's cut to the chase and get into the box, shall we? First things to note, as I mentioned, my other little torch was 500 lumens. This is 2,100 lumens. This looks a little bit bulgy because I have actually been using this torch before I did the review, for obvious reasons. My review is something you've never used. So in the box you have this little cover, you have the instruction manual, the charging cable, this little accessory packet, and the torch itself in its little holster, you might call it. In here, this is magnetically connected, and this has got a Velcro and popper belt loop, so you can actually remove this without taking your belt off, which is quite nice, and it's also got like a vest clip here. But the torch itself is this. This is the Olight. Oh, this is the Olight Warrior X Pro. As you can see, small little torch, quite chunky. Okay, so this torch is 149mm long. The head diameter is 39mm and the body diameter is 26mm, and it weighs 239 grams. That's because this is an all-metal construction. This is an aluminium body. As you can see, we've got these very knurly looking end points, and as I say, I've seen these torches fired out, well, not these ones, but the small versions fired out shotguns, and they can take it. Most of them did anyway. These are designed so you can really, you can beat things with them. I don't suggest you do that, but they are IPX8, which means they're waterproof to 2 meters, and they've been drop tested to 3 meters. So yeah, as I say, they can take a bit of a beating. So in the box, you get this, which is the lanyard, which can be attached onto the lanyard point here on that. And that also obviously has one of these sort of pocket belt clips. And then you also have what they call, I think this is called the tactical rubber grip. Later in the video, I'll be showing you me out in the dark using this torch, and I think you'll be quite impressed. As I say, I filmed it when the first time I took the torch out. I've been using it since then, and yeah, I'm very impressed with this thing. Okay, so here is the charging cable, USB. And what's nice about this is the way this charges and you connect it to the torch is that. It's magnetic. When it's charging, this will show as red, and when it's fully charged, it will show as green. And using a 5-volt 2-amp power supply will charge this torch in about 5.5 hours, so 5.5 hours. Okay, so we'll just unscrew it, and you can see we've got an O-ring here that helps keep the water out. And the battery itself is a 5,000 milliamp hour, 3.6 volt. This isn't a, this is a sort of custom size, I think they call it, so it's not standardized size, but you can buy these from the Olight store, so you can have a few more batteries. But actually the battery life on this is probably good enough for most. This part here is removable, like that. That allows you to remove this. That actually locks in a groove here and a groove on here and that pin there, so that's really well attached. Then you push this on here like that, screw this on, and there you go. That gives you a better grip. You can see it fits between your fingers, so you can really grab hold of it, and get onto the power button on the back. So I'll just bring you in close for a look. As you can see, this is all knurled, this is all metal. In running, this does get quite hot. As you can see, it says hot surface here. After running it for a few minutes on its maximum power, I found that that was hot, but it didn't burn you. So it's the equivalent of like holding a hot radiator, you know. It's not actually really going to burn you, but it is pretty warm. But that only exists up here. It doesn't get so warm down this end. And in the winter, that actually might be quite nice. As you can see, we've got the LED in there, and a nice little feature, which I don't know exactly why this has been done, but the blue sealant that's around here glows in the dark. So I assume if you drop it after you've turned it off, you can still see it. Okay, operation of this torch is very simple. There's only really one thing, which is the button on the back. This doesn't change or anything like that to change from like spotlight to flood. This is a thrower torch, so it's designed to throw light a long way, and it does 500 meters. And I'll show you, I think it does actually do that. To use the different modes on this, because there are two modes basically, you just half press it and you get this, which is 300 lumens for about 8 hours on a single charge. I actually find this is perfectly usable for everything I've needed generally. I haven't needed to go to the full power until I wanted to look a long way or light a very big area up. Press it again and it goes off. Now if you full press it, now we've got, I'm sorry the camera might have problems with this, but now we've got the 2100 lumens. Now the way that this works is it runs at 2100 lumens for 2 minutes, then it drops down to 1000 lumens for 100 minutes, and then it drops to 300 lumens for 23 minutes. I think that's from fully charged. Again, press it to go off. However, if you want to use it as a momentary switch, if you just half press and hold, after a couple of seconds it will realise you've done that, and then all you have to do to turn it off is let go. And again, for the full power mode, you just fully press. After a few seconds it will know what you're doing, and then when you let go it will just go off. So if you're just, you know, looking around, you can just shine around, turn it off. Nice and easy to use, and as I say, when you remember that's the system of doing it, very intuitive. I'll just show you here on the instruction manual. As you can see, the high mode starts at 2100, and then it ramps down, and then it ramps down, and then you get that continuous 300 for suggestion of 8 hours. Anyway, as I say, I think that's all I can tell you about it. It is really a simple rechargeable torch, but just very, very powerful. So let's now go and have a little look when I first took it out at night. Okay, so let's see what this thing is like. As you can see, it's pretty dark down here. Here is the full beam on this electric motorcycle I've currently got for review. Remember that the camera is not a human eye. It's not as sensitive as a human eye, so this is only a representation of the two. But hopefully side by side you will see the difference. Just try this right now on full power. Yeah, as you can see, the torch beats the headlight by quite a lot, and that's high beam. If we do this to low beam, yeah. Okay, so this is it in its lowest mode, the 8 hours of battery life mode, and as you can see, this is lighting up pretty much everything you'd need it to. Comparing this to my other torch I used to use, as I mentioned, this is about, seems like twice as powerful. Even though it's a lot less, well, it's 300 lumens, and, well, my one was 500, but it never seemed this bright. Well, let's try it on full power. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so as you can see, well, I don't know how much you can see, I can light up that entire beach, and I really can light up a couple of 100 meters away, and I would know if someone was walking down there. In fact, I want to go and look at the sea. See what I mean? That's too much. Personally, like, if you're just walking around, the full power is too much. You don't need it to be that bright. Yeah, I can light up underneath the water. Are there any fishes? Are there any crabs? What is quite nice is you get this kind of throwing beam in the middle, but you do still get the flood sort of effect. You know, it lights up so much you really can see everything. This is quite nuts. The advertised throw on this is 500 meters. So it actually does. I can see more on the beach on the other side of this channel with that on than I can without. It really does throw the light that far. There's a much deeper channel up here, and I am very interested to see if this light would actually reach the bottom, because there's a couple of meters of water. But also I know that fish hang around this area at night, so you never know, we might see some. Well, you can definitely see a little way down. See, can we see any fish? Any fish? It doesn't reach the bottom, but this is quite murky water and it's fast moving tide, so it's going to be a bit silty. No fish. Yeah, I mean from here I can light boats up all the way out there. I can light up what is the Mulberry Harbour, old World War II relic back over there. Thought I'd give you another quick example here where there's grass. So that's the low beam. It's also quite misty and rainy tonight, so maybe slightly reduced throw. But yeah, that's the low beam. That's the high. I mean, if there was anyone out here, I'd know about it. I mean, Christ, look at the state of that. So there you go, absolutely fantastic performance from this torch, as you can see. Build quality is outstanding. It does have a price to go with that, but I actually think it's pretty fair for what you get, and with the sale on, there's some little bargains to be had there. Well, there you go. I hope you found that video interesting or useful. Hit the like button if you did, I would appreciate that. As well as if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. A huge thanks to my patron supporters who helped make this channel possible, and also a thanks to Olight for sending me this torch out, a product I'm extremely happy to review, because I'll be using this in my day-to-day life for a long time to come, I think. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.